Yeah. Oh. Oh, so adorable. All right, so let's see. Bluebell and Flower. I'm gonna bring them back in. They're doing great after their spays. So everybody is spayed and neutered now. It's so great. Yes, mommy tip. So adorable. Hi, mommy tip. Oh, you're so pretty. You're so pretty. So pretty. I forgot what I was going to tell you. I feel like I have updates, but I don't remember. You're very pretty. So everybody here has now been spayed and neutered, which is so good. I think the kittens will be going home on Monday, and then we'll just have Tip and Bootsy till the 20th or so. And big news, Mr. T and Piney have been adopted. It is official. They are going to the same home. It's an awesome home. We're very, very excited. We talked to her last night, and I think it's going to be a perfect match for them. They will be moving to the United States of America. So we're pretty happy about that. So that is excellent news. Better than we ever could have hoped for. So we're super happy about that. They're going to have awesome lives. They will have a Facebook page also, so that you guys can follow along. That will probably happen in the next couple of weeks, them going home. We have still, we need to get them in for their exams, and get them some rabies vaccines and stuff, and get them ready to go on their trip. They may not be super excited about traveling, but they're going to be super excited when they finally get to their home, and they're going to get lots of love. So that's good. That's a big relief. So our first feral adult socializing at the feeding station and then bringing in was a big success. Kimsey's is amazing for arranging all of the snugglers and making sure that everyone had ISO stuff and followed protocol, and so she did an awesome job making that happen. And all of the cat cuddlers who came and spent time with them. It's good to know that all that effort is going to have an awesome result. So 2 cats off the streets, literally off the streets, and loving their indoor life. So that's good news. So there will be cats around here for another couple weeks. Yeah, Kimsey's, I know this is hard for Kimsey. This is kind of her first. She can't really foster because of her cat Bobby, who has feline leukemia, And so this has been her first sort of fostering experience, and so I'm sure it will be very hard for her to say goodbye, but knowing that they're going to such a great home and that there will be Facebook updates definitely helps with that. So this is not the last you will see of them, and we're very excited. So they're going to be going to California, which is awesome. So a little airplane ride. So that's pretty exciting. So now that it was such a success this time, it makes it a lot easier for us to do in the future. The first time is always, you're kind of working out how it's going to work. You don't know if you're going to be able to get enough people to help and all that stuff. So I think that this has been very good. Look at you, dirty on your face. So handsome. So that's very exciting. Very exciting. And their humans will come pick them up and fly them back. So we don't do cargo holds or anything like that. So they will be going in the cabin. Just like Tip and Bootsy. Yeah, of course we will have to send them home with tiny suitcases. I am back in the feeding rotation at which is good. I've missed them over there, but it's just been so busy. I haven't been able to go. So I'm finally going back to the feeding station today. I'm very excited. So I will see what the situation is. We're definitely planning to start another round of trapping to get some of the older kittens that have started showing up. And we do have a couple of pregnant females that have eluded us for quite some time. I don't think anyone has seen Nova for a couple of days, so I will be keeping an eye out for her. We couldn't tell if she was pregnant before, and we're at this point in the kitten season where hopefully fewer of the ones we haven't spayed will get pregnant. So the ones that are already pregnant will have their babies, but hopefully it will be the last litter of the year for them. This would be the 4th round of kittens for this season. So definitely I will be looking out for Nova and anyone else that needs that is pregnant. And so I'll let you know how that goes later on. And by the way, happy Veterans Day, and it's also Remembrance Day up. Oh, I just touched. It's Remembrance Day up here in Canada, and so I wanted to thank everyone who has served. My dad is a veteran, and I know that a lot of you watching are veterans, and so thank you so much for your service. We appreciate you. We're very grateful for you, and if you know a veteran, please give them a hug and thank them today, and not just today, but any day you see them. I think it's nice to let them know that we appreciate their sacrifices, because I know that many people who serve don't come home with their lives being the same as they were before they left. I know that probably all of them make sacrifices of one kind or another. So just please know how grateful I am, and so hopefully you all feel very honored today. And in Canada, Remembrance Day is a bit different because it's more like the US Memorial Day, but it's just a day that we remember those who have sacrificed for us. So oh, and it's Remembrance Day in the UK too. Okay, see, I didn't know that. weather here is actually sunny and fairly cool today, so it's actually a nice day for me to go back to the feeding station. It was pretty rainy and gross yesterday, I think. Yes, to the animals who serve as well. There are many service animals. Yes, you could be a purr therapy kitty. Look at you, so beautiful. So Cassidy, we had a call with Dr. Marcellin Little yesterday and have a new physical therapy regimen. We're still, the battle has been trying to salvage his knees, and we have quite a bit of work to do in order to do that. So doing the physical therapy manually is not sufficient, and so he has recommended a couple of, like a special cart that will actually hold his knees in flexion, so they're not hyperextended. The only problem is that this cart does not exist for cats. So I spent yesterday, the reason you really didn't see me much yesterday, or this morning, I spent yesterday trying to use many of the things that you guys have sent to put together a cart that will hold, so that basically there's a strap that holds the thigh part of his leg forward, and then there's a strap that holds the tibia part of his stump back to try to keep it gently stretching for a prolonged period of time. So he will need to be, we're starting him out an hour in the cart twice a day, plus the manual stretching. So, and it takes a while to get him into the cart and adjusted and everything properly, and then because he has so much loose skin, look at that. He does tend to pull essentially his left stump out of the strap, so it's not a perfect system yet, but so it will require more tweaking, but I'm hopeful that it will help if I can keep him in it. He doesn't super love it because he can't climb the cat tree with it on. And he is a kitten, and that's what he likes to do, stuff like that. So I will bring him over here and have him on the camera. When he's in the cart, obviously he requires constant supervision because, he, like I said, he tries to climb stuff and he can tip himself over, and, it's not something that he can just be put in and then left unattended. So however many hours, we're adding a half hour a day to how long he's supposed to be in it. So, a week from now, it's going to be a significant portion of the day. So it's going to require a significant amount of my time every day. So I will try to do a lot of it on the camera once I get it a little more streamlined, and I'll see if I can bring him over. I was going to bring him over today, but I need to clean the room after Bluebell. Oh, are we a little gassy? Oh my goodness, that's easy. After Bluebell and Flower spent the night over there, I just need to clean the room and disinfect, just, being overly cautious. So, so he will be on the cam. I'll try to get him on some later today potentially, but I have to go feed first, and then I'll see about, maybe I'll clean and then go feed and then can bring him over. So anyway, I'll figure that out. But so that phone call with Dr. Marcel Little was both encouraging and, you know, discouraging in that we really need to make sure that we can salvage at least one of his knees. And it's not something that's going to be easy. It's going to take a lot of time. He could potentially be ready for a surgery if we determine that implants are the best possible outcome for him. He could do surgery potentially as early as 7 or 8 months old, so that would be 3 or 4 months from now. Because they want to wait for him to be done, you know, with the majority of his growing. I don't have a lot of I don't have all the information yet about the surgeries because we're trying to at this stage just determine if if at least one of his knees can be salvaged. So his left knee is still pretty stiff and not doing super great. His right knee seems to be doing better, but he doesn't flex either on his own. So I know that he can because he used to, but it's just going to take time before we know about that. But in the meantime, we're doing everything we can, and it's not going to be a fast, easy fix. And I'll talk more about the thought process and kind of the pros and cons of the different options and where we are as we continue to get more information. Cooper, hi, you're so handsome. You're so handsome. Yeah, both knees would be ideal. So I haven't given up on his left knee. It's just the whole time it's been enlarged the whole time, and it was the first one to go, and so I don't know. I'll see. We'll see what we can do. But I'm hopeful that the right knee, if we can get it flexing better, that maybe he will begin to flex it on his own. The problem with if we can't get him able to use at least one knee, then any implant that went in would have to be fused, basically. So he would have motion at his hip joint, and then, you know, he would have kind of a foot on the end of the implant, but he would have to walk from his hip, and so I don't know exactly how that would work out. So that's something that if we came to that point, obviously we'll have to spend a lot of time evaluating and try to determine if that's a prudent option. One thing I really appreciate about Dr. Marcel Little is that he has made it very, very clear that he will only do a surgery on Cassidy if it is in Cassidy's best interest. So even though he is working on advancing this field of work, he is committed to the best possible quality of life for Cassidy ahead of that. So if it turns out that he doesn't think implants are in the best interest of Cassidy, he won't do the surgery. So I actually quite appreciate that about him, because obviously I don't want to do anything for Cassidy that's not going to be his best possible life long term. So that's the ultimate goal, is to have him have mobility for the long term, to not have to worry about, you know, wear and tear on his body from only having 2 legs and dragging himself around over the years. So that's all stuff we're looking into. So More about Mr. T and Piney's family. Oh, that's a good question. Is it possible that even with implants he will continue to scoot since he's never had legs? That's a good question. That's why I have been trying to spend time getting him to move his legs. And he is capable of now walking, you know, with his back stumps when they're properly splinted. But I do think that he'll require physical therapy, just like a human would, you know, getting prosthetics or, you know, some sort of surgery like that. You have to relearn how to use them, and so I imagine there will be some of that. But he is capable of being a quadruped. I think it will just probably, you know, worst case scenario, we'll have to do some physio and again build up different muscles and continue with stretches and that sort of thing. So we'll see. Yeah. So Mr. T and Piney's family. They have 2 older cats that are bonded. They've been watching Tiny Kittens since Firefly. They fell in love with Mr. T and Pinecone. So, and then the question, why are you interested in these particular cats? This is what they answered. I have loved watching their funny antics when they lived in the forest. It was so exciting when the time came to see if they were ready to move inside. Over the past week, I've fallen even more in love with their kind and loving demeanor. I want to keep them together and give them the love and security they deserve. So, they're very nice. They're very wonderful people, and they're very excited that they are getting the boys. So, it doesn't get much better than that. See, I'm going to get all emotional. But we always hope for the best. And people who appreciate where they came from and, you know, what they've been through and value them because of their background and want to give them a great life are, I mean, that's basically the best case scenario for us. So that's awesome. That made our week for sure. So anyway, I probably should head out and feed. I'm very excited to go feed again today. Kittens. Oh, you little scamps. Thanks for watching, and I will keep you posted later on. And don't forget to thank your local veterans for their service. Right, Bluebell? Bluebell gets it. All right, I'm gonna round up the troops. Whoa. Whoa. Boy, startled me, get there. Oh, I did that. Here you go, I find you some friends. There you go. There's a frog. He's a big boy. Big boy.